Hey everyone! Alrighty, so I'm going to begin by pulling all of my hair to the back, and we're going to jump into skincare right away. And I'm showing you guys how my skin is without makeup, so I do have blemishes and stuff. So I'm going to begin by misting my face and hydrating it, as well as adding a serum that's going to help brighten my spots, since I'm trying to slowly but surely fade them away. And I'm also pressing it into my skin to get it absorbed. And I'm also using my Ole Henriksen Total Truth Eye Cream. I love that stuff. It has SPF. And I forgot to film this part, but I did mix my Josie Argan Oil with my SPF. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just use anything regular SPF, honestly. And I'm also going to hydrate my lips to get them prepped. I am going to be using lipstick and stuff. So I'm starting off with my Laura Mercier hydrating primer, and this is going to help me maintain my makeup throughout the day. So it's just going to keep it in place. It's not going to let it move around and stuff. So I'm using my Makeup Forever foundation as well as my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I'm mixing two just because it is winter and I did get really light. So my Makeup Forever one looks orange on me. So that's the reason why I have to mix two, but honestly, whatever suits your skin tone, that should be more than fine. This is just because I lightened up so much. And I'm going to be using my Real Techniques brush, and I love this brush because you're able to buff it around and as well as stippling it on. So in the areas that I want more coverage, I'm just stippling it on, and it's kind of like a medium coverage. I wouldn't say it's full. But I could do a separate video to show you guys how to do more of a full coverage, or you could even use their HD stick, which would have been more full coverage, honestly. And I'm going in with my Age Rewind concealer, and I'm going to go ahead and apply this with my Morphe brush all underneath my eye and also in the center of my face. I usually don't do so much of a triangle anymore. I just kind of keep it near the eye and also down the bridge of my nose and my forehead a little bit, since I do want those areas to really stand out. Next, I'm grabbing my Beauty Blender and we are going to just blend out the areas that have concealer on. We want it really soft and smooth, so take your time blending. It's better to overblend than to underblend, so that is always something I would say. Next, I'm taking my L'Oreal concealer and we are going to go ahead and contour. So I'm going to go ahead and apply it on my cheekbones, forehead, and my triple chin. I do want that very concealed, so I always contour to the max there, but I always try to make it very soft so it's not noticeable. And I'm taking my foundation brush to pat it out. And I always like to blend out my concealer this way, just because I feel like it makes it really soft and it doesn't look really harsh and it doesn't take any of the product away. And also because it is my foundation brush, it has a little bit of foundation on it, so it definitely softens up the product and it doesn't look harsh or it doesn't look too dark. So I really like this method, but then again, you could use whatever you want. This is just what I like to do. Okay, so I'm going to use my Benefit Boing Concealer and the same Morphe brush that I used earlier, and I'm going to hide this stubborn spot that honestly it won't hide for no matter what I do. So this is my favorite concealer. It's very thick, but it's super easy to blend out and it doesn't feel heavy even though it's kind of thick. So there we go. Now I'm going to go ahead and set my face with my Laura Mercier setting powder, and I'm going to mostly apply it pretty heavily underneath my eyes, just because I tend to crease a little bit there. And I'm going to set my face lightly, so I'm grabbing very little product, honestly, just because I'm dry skin. I don't want to over dry my skin, and I'm also avoiding the areas where I smile. So there you go, you see I got a little bit of powder, and this is a trick I'm going to do. I'm going to use my Smashbox primer oil, grabbing just a drop, and I'm going to go ahead and apply it to the areas that I have problems creasing. So my smile lines are always the biggest problem for me. So by grabbing the tiniest amount from that drop and blending it out with either your finger or a beauty blender, it's just going to go ahead and hydrate the wrinkle or fine lines. So if you're struggling with wrinkles or fine lines, this is a really great tip. Just because I know powder could always accentuate them instead of hiding them, or even just regular product. You could always throw it onto the problem areas, and just a small amount though, you don't want to overdo it, and you should be good. So now we're gonna go ahead and set my contour, and I'm using face powders. I know it's a little bit weird, but I really like the color that it gives me. I feel like regular bronzers, I'm way too picky with them. They always show up really orange on my skin. So this is why I contour with face powders. And I also like to use my Milani face powder. I know it's in a darker shade, but I really like the color that it gives when I contour my nose. And it doesn't look super orange, or it doesn't look super tan. So it's just the right color. You could always do this, or you could use whatever contour kit you desire. It's totally fine. And I'm going in with blush. Again, I'm not a huge fan of blush, but I always like to wear it once in a while, so I'm just hitting it very lightly onto my cheeks. If anything, I'm just pressing it on very lightly. And right now, oh my god, we're gonna use the CoverFX custom drops. Well, the illuminating drops in Celestial. My favorite. I always like to use any kind of liquids or creams as a base. And then we are gonna go ahead and pack it on with powder. Again, you could always just leave it the way it is, so I will show you in a second. So you can leave it the way it is right now, or you could do what I like to do and apply a crap load of more. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my e.l.f. brush, and we're going to hit town, honestly. Just keep on packing it on. I never like to be very natural with my highlight. That's one thing. No matter what I do, it's like metallic liquid onto my cheek. So I'm applying it everywhere. My cupid's bow, down the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead. Perfect! Alrighty, so now that we got the glow that I desired, I'm going to set my whole face with the Caudalie. I really love this stuff. It gives you a dew, but it's not so dewy, and it also is like an antibacterial for your face. So if you're suffering from acne, this would be a really great product. So I love the scent too. It's like an herbal scent. So then you go ahead and throw on whatever you desire of makeup, and that is the finished look.